If you want to develop yourself, you must avoid these 6 things. The first ones are friends who do not add any value to your life. Friends who do not add any value to your life are like cancers. They will kill you slowly. Anybody who is not adding value to your life is only limiting your growth. It's only a liability to you. If you really want to progress, if you really want to become better as a young man or as a man or even as a lady, you must be intentional about the kind of people you allow into your life as friends. Because tell me your friends out and I'll tell you who you are. It's not just a phrase. It is a reality. It is a fact. Your friends are the easiest influence on you. Your friends can elevate you and your friends can make you to become a nobody, to become a low life. The people who you hang around with, the people who you spend time with, can determine whether you progress in life or whether you become stagnant rather, and backward in life. Before you make people your friend, you must first of all ask yourself this question: what value can this person add to my life? Can he make me a better person? Can he make me richer? Is he smart enough to give me good advices? You must ask yourself questions before you allow people into your life as friends. Don't just open your arms and welcome anybody and everybody into your life to become your friend. Learn to filter people. Learn to filter people before you allow them into your life. Some of you hang around people who only talk about alcohol, who only talk about the newest movies to watch, who only talk about the latest gossips in town. You don't hang around people or you don't keep friends that inspire you, that motivate you, that push you to become better, that make you to become competitive with your own goals. You don't need to keep friends that only talk about women, only talk about how to enjoy life, how to humanize, how to go to the newest clubs in town. Friends who talk about nothing meaningful to your life. You have to be with people who inspire you. Personally, if I'm with somebody, what will determine if that person will last around me or will be cut off immediately by me is when I ask myself this question: what value am I getting from this person? I always ask myself this question whenever I'm with somebody. If you've been around me for some time, I'll start asking myself, what value am I even getting from this person? Is this person helping me to become a better person in any way? If the answer to that is no, trust me, I'm going to cut that person off immediately. I don't even allow people come close to me except there is something reasonable they can offer me. I don't make friends foolishly. No, I'm intentional about the kind of people I allow into my personal space. The reason why some of you are not progressing, are not becoming better, the reason why some of you from year to year, you are the same position, you are stagnant, is because you are always in the company of the wrong people. Tell me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. If you're around people who smoke, you will smoke. If you're around people who are broke, you'll be broke. You are the exact description of the 5 closest people in your life. If the 5 closest people to you are broke, you are going to be broke. If you have five broke friends, you are going to be the 6th broke person in that group. You can't have friends that are broke and you expect yourself to become rich, or you expect yourself to be doing well. You can't have friends who are not inspired, are not motivated, who are not hungry for success, and you expect yourself to become successful. It's not possible. Miracles don't happen. Success doesn't take into accountability miracles. No. Success takes time, effort, and environment. The environment you are in will determine whether you become successful or not. So you have to keep friends who make you a better person, not those who will try to drag you down or make you useless. The second one is avoid anything that will damage your reputation. Most of you may not understand, but as a business person, I'm telling you guys, because I run some businesses, or I run many businesses. Reputation is very, very important if you really want to progress in life at a very fast rate. Nothing can open more doors than when people talk about you, and the only thing they can talk about is how honest you are, how much of a man of integrity you are, how much of a man of your words you are. If people know you as a dishonest person, nobody will want to hand over their money to you. Nobody will want to do business with you. Nobody will want to trust you because you are dishonest. You are somebody that people cannot trust. You are sneaky. People cannot trust you. That is the worst damage anybody can do to themselves. It will affect your career. It will affect your relationship with people. It will even affect your children. Because just imagine your children will go out one day, probably to get a job somewhere. And all of a sudden, the person that owns the company did business in the past with you. And simply because you scammed him or you were dishonest with him, he will tell your child, see, you are the son of or the daughter of that man who scammed me in the past, who was dishonest to me in the past. Therefore, I'm not going to allow you to work in my company because most likely you are going to behave like your father. You have to be a man of honesty. You have to be a person of integrity. It opens doors, not just for you, but for your children too. And if you have intentions of going into business or even in your career, for you to progress faster, you must have integrity. You must have a good reputation. It makes you to be easily recommended because people can rely on you. People know that if they recommend you to this company or that company, you will not go there and disappoint them. You will not go there and embarrass them by engaging in fraudulent activities or by trying to be dishonest. So, in all you do, if you really want to become a better man, if you really want to develop yourself, whether as a man or a woman, you must make sure that you have a good reputation. It helps you grow faster in the business world and in the corporate world. That is the best thing you can do to yourself for yourself. From a young age, start building your reputation as a man of integrity, as a person of your words, as a person who is not dishonest, as a person who is not greedy or who tries to be smart in everything. That is not a good reputation for anybody to have. People will never trust you. And if people cannot trust you, most likely they will not want to do business with you or even recommend you to better paying jobs or even better opportunities. The third one is avoid spending time on meaningless activities. If you want to become a better person, if you want to progress, achieve your financial goals, achieve your ambitions in life, you must stop spending your time on meaningless things. The most valuable asset anybody has in this life is your time. It's time. When you don't prioritize using your time for meaningful things, most likely you will never succeed. Because how you use your time is what will determine whether you succeed in life or not. If you use all your time to attend to clubs, go to clubs, smoke, play video games, gossip, engage in basically meaningless things that add no value to your life, you become useless. Because all you do with your time is things that are not valuable to you or that don't add any value to your life. Use your time to focus on self-development. Personally, I don't waste my time on any other thing except going to the gym, working on my business, creating content, replying to messages on WhatsApp where I also do business, and that's it. If you don't see me doing any of this, most likely I'm asleep or I'm reading a book. I even rarely watch movies. That's just it. Because in my mind, I'm always like, for me to be happy, I have to be using my time for something meaningful. If I'm not utilizing my time for something valuable, I will not be happy. That's just how my mind is structured. If I watch a movie too much, I'll start feeling I'll start feeling bad with myself. I'll be angry with myself. My mind will tell me, Chukuga, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. Go and do something valuable. Go and do something meaningful with your time. Before you know it, I'll pause the movie and then start doing something meaningful. That is just the way my mind is wired. And you should have the same mentality of not using your time for useless things. Whenever you use your time for something meaningless. You are losing some of the success you are meant to achieve because obviously you are not using your time well. The difference between poor people and rich people is that most times poor people use their time for meaningless things, whereas the rich people always prioritized using their time for meaningful things that made them better people. Use your time to learn new skills, use your time to read books, use your time to work on your business, use your time to do anything as long as it's valuable to your life. Those ones that don't add any value to your life, such as gossiping, playing video games unnecessarily. Video games are good, but when you overplay it, it becomes a problem. Watching movies is good, but when you overwatch movies, is a problem. That's you waste your time. So you have to prioritize using your time for meaningful things that add value to your life. The fourth one is avoid comparing yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison will steal your joy. It will make you lose motivation. It will make you lose the fire in you. Just imagine when you are comparing yourself to someone who is much richer than you, who is far more successful than you. Obviously, you start feeling depressed. You start feeling bad because it will take you many years before you even reach that person. But when you begin to focus on your own growth, on your own growth, things will become better. Instead of me comparing myself to those who are higher than me, I'll compare myself presently to myself last year. Last year, probably I was making less money compared to this year. But this year, I'm making a lot of money. When you compare yourself that time and this and today, you see yourself becoming happier because you know that you are progressing. Focus more on your own progress. Focus more on your own journey, not comparing yourself to others because most likely you don't know what those others had to do to get where they are. Some of them came from rich backgrounds. Some of them had connections. Some of them may have probably been involved in dubious activities just to get where they are. I'm not judging, but that's the fact. So don't compare yourself to others because the more you compare yourself to others, the more you lose your joy, the more you feel happy, the more you lose your motivation. So never do that. The fifth one is avoid pleasing others. Never be in a situation where you're always trying to please people. If you must develop yourself, you must be a person who focuses on what you know or what you think is right, not trying to please others. For example, you don't believe in a particular ideology, but because you want to impress somebody, or because you want somebody to like you, or because you want people to like you, you start telling people that you also believe in such an ideology when you don't believe in it. You're always afraid to say your mind. You're always trying to please people. You're afraid that people will confront you or will not like you because you don't agree with the things they agree, or because you don't subscribe to the same things they subscribe to. See, people will respect you more when you have your own mind, and you will be happier with yourself when you have your own mind and when you can say your own mind. Never try to please people because the more you please people, the more you displease yourself. Personally, all my life, I've never been in a situation where I pleased anyone. If I'm not happy with something, I say it out. If I don't believe in something, I argue against those who believe in that thing. Not me trying to please them. Who are they? Are they God? So why the hell would I try to please them? Only weak people do that. So don't be a weak person because if you are always trying to please others, people will know and they'll start using it as a means to disrespect you because they'll see you as somebody who doesn't have confidence, who doesn't have the morale or even the spine to stand up to what he believes in. So don't do that. If you don't like something, say it. If you don't believe in something, say it. Don't try to please others by agreeing. For example, I'm a huge Trump fan. When I'm in the midst of people who are talking about Kamala Harris and the rest, I stand my ground. I love Trump. Whatever you want to say, that's your business. I love Trump. So I always say my mind, and I'm always happy with myself when I say my mind and when I stand on what I've said. And the last one is avoid being stingy to yourself. Don't be stingy to yourself. Most of you men, we are raised with this mentality that as a man, your job is to provide, only to provide, even at your own detriment. Some of you have never spoiled yourself before. Some of you have never gone on vacation before, but you have all the money, yet you are giving it to your siblings, to your parents, to your girlfriends, to your relatives, because to you is a duty that you must do. Yes, it's okay to do those things, but learn to spoil yourself. Don't be stingy to yourself. The reason why so many of you men are always stressed is because you are stingy to yourself. You don't know how to spoil yourself. Once in a while, travel out. Once in a while, even if you don't have the money to travel out, once in a while, find one beach and go to and have a good time. Learn to spoil yourself as a man. If you don't know how to spoil yourself, how will you expect women to spoil you when you don't even know how to spoil yourself? Learn to spoil yourself. Don't be stingy to yourself. Buy those nice clothes. Buy those nice sneakers. Buy that nice perfume. Travel out of the country. Go to the beach. Go on vacations. That thing that has been hungering you, if I will use that word, that thing you've been craving to eat, go and eat it. It will not kill you. Learn to spoil yourself. Don't be stingy to yourself, because the more you do all those things, the unhappier you always be. And of course, when you're unhappy, you can't even develop yourself in the first place.